Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Streggy, and today I'm going to go on about a film from 1956 called The Bad Seed, which was directed by Mervyn LeRoy, which is a film that I saw when I was very young, and because recently on Lifetime there was a remake that was redone. I had to go back and watch this film. It's a psychological horror thriller film that has elements of melodrama and film noir, and it stars Nancy Kelly, Patty McCormick as young Rhoda, Henry Jones, and Eileen Eckhart. And the film was based on a 1954 play of the same name by Maxwell Anderson, which in turn was based on the William March's novel from 1954, The Bad Seed, and the play was then adapted by John Lee Mahan, who has worked with Howard Hawks and was one of the writers that was one of the favorites that Clark Gable and one other very influential director thought was their favorite writer. But in any case, the film involves a young Rhoda who has a couple of parents, and her father, that would be her parents would be Kenneth and Christine Penmark, which apparently Christine Penmark is a stay-at-home mother, and Kenneth is an Army officer in some kind of a command post, and he has to go away before, all the events that take place in the film happen. And so there's a couple of quotes from the film where they have, where Kenneth and the daughter Rhoda, and Christine and the daughter Rhoda have this thing they say between each other, and it always has to do with a basket full of hugs and a basket full of kisses. And what ends up happening is, apparently there is a young boy who goes by the name of Claude Daigle, who is in her class and has won a medal for being an honorary student, and she wants this medal. Well, the boy goes up to the end of a wharf and is never seen again, and she's the last person to have seen the child. And what happened for real is that she had actually made the child drown in some way, shape, or form. And as the film progresses, we see a downgrade of a series of lies that the child says. But once Christine finds the medal in her treasure box, it kind of goes from there. There are a couple of other characters that I thought were interesting. I thought that Hortense Dega, played by Eileen Eckhart, when she came in with her sorry for her sop of a husband, it seems like that she's always drunk, but in a respectful way, I guess. And just the way that she's comes in onto the stage and plays Hortense Daigle to a T. I think, she plays a great one of the characters that you really feel for. And what you can see about the surroundings of the film is evidently they live in a rented facility, and one of the older ladies who lives in the place plays plays the aunt by the name of Monica Breedlove, who is played by Evelyn Varden, and she seems to be like a matronly lady, and one of the oldest residents in the facility, in the rental facility in which the Penmarks live, and so in a sense, she is called Aunt to Rhoda, and I like that there is a little bit of a greed thing going on with Rhoda. She's always skipping around. She always says everything in a sing-song voice. She is dressed up like a doll, so it's not like she's trying to change from this cute little girl that she wants everyone to think that she is. And there's this thing whenever she's about to trouble, where she does something with her hands to her mother, and she's like, "You're a nice mother. You're a pretty mother. You're," you know, and that's a trademark of the film, where you see this child try to convince and lie like nothing else. And I like that the fact that there is a hereditary factor to this story. That there was this there were these dreams that Christine Penmark kept having of when she was younger, when she was 2 years old, and then there was a story that was going around by one of the tenants by the name of Emery. And in this film, there are actually two other tenants in the room. And one of those tenants I recognized from Harvey as one of the nurses that brought Harvey in, and ended up dating the sister of Elwood P. Dowd. And I like so Emery tells of a woman that was just evil, and she got away with so many things, and then she evidently had a young daughter, and no one knows what happened to that young daughter. And the father of Christine Penmark was involved with the case because he was a man who worked for the paper at the time. So I like that there was an element of mystery involved behind, and a connection to Miss Penmark, to this evil woman in the end. And the ending of this film actually did not go the way of the novel. It actually went in a mysterious way, in a sense that God intervened, that nature intervened and wanted to smite this child from existence. Rhoda Penmark, played by Patty McCormick, it was watching her play Rhoda. It was entertaining because you wanted the film made you hate this young girl, and it made you realize that not everyone's child is going to turn out okay. I mean, there's always going to be that one bad seed. In any case, I enjoyed this film. I mean, It had a ton of nominations at the time. It had Best Actress for Nancy Kelly, Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Eileen Eckhart, Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Patty McCormick, and Best Cinematography for Black and White for Harold Rawson, who was behind the film. Also, it had 2 Golden Globe Awards for Best Supporting Actress, Patty McCormick, and Best Supporting Actress Motion Picture Eileen Eckhart, as well as making the AFI's 100 Thrills list, nominated in 2001 for the American Film Institute. I mean, this film, I think, is one of the better films that portrays evil in a young child, and I just fell in love with the film when I first saw it. So, if you like the way that I described this film, you'd like to watch this film, definitely check it out. It is one of the films that I recommend for you to watch if you have not, and it is well before The Omen and The Good Son and films like that have to do with evil children. So, in any case, like and subscribe to my page. Definitely check the film out, and hopefully you've enjoyed my description, and thanks for listening. Appreciate you coming to listen to me on this channel.